Hey guys, Post here. Welcome back to another Pokemon Master video, and today we're going to check out Kris and Feraligatr after I get them to level 120, which obviously is a huge difference from level 100. So before we do that, I believe we got to reset on the Scouts again, and well, let's do the discount summons again. I'm not banking on getting, you know, getting any more 5 stars from these, like, until they go away, since again I've been getting pretty decent luck, I'd have to say, from these discount summons so far, which usually you know what, actually discount summons actually have been pretty nice to me, but you know, the rates are the rates, they are what they are, right? It's numbers, and the numbers aren't too favorable for pulling 5 star from these. Anyways, not that they're not that great on the regular ones, it's just, you know, overall they're just not that great for singles. Anyways, so we're gonna do some battles with Kris, and Kris, if I remember, yeah, Kris has been in the game ever since launch, right? And when the game first launched, everyone was hating on Kris because Kris, you know, in a vacuum, she looked pretty trash, and well, people were kind of right. Like, if you look at what she seems like, you know, her stats aren't the greatest, I guess, and her moves are just really unreliable, honestly, because Mega Kick only has a 75% accuracy, which isn't that great, and also pick up the pace, even though it you know, you get a guaranteed sure hit and a guaranteed critical hit, and also raises speed. It's only for, like, you can only use it twice before it's gone, and you have to use it every time before you use a move. So that also kind of, you know, screws with pacing sometimes in co-op, especially, you know, in regards to syncing up for Unity. So that is kind of an issue, always been an issue for Kris. X attack is great, obviously, and then waterfall is fine, except for the fact that, well, it's base power is just nowhere as good as, say, a Mega Kick. It's what, 49, and the Mega Kick's 183. So yeah, kind of unfortunate. Endurance is great. Endurance is great. Obviously, you know, especially uh, against folks who, you know, against sync moves, right? You know, you could actually sometimes get a hit afterwards. Although sometimes it backfires because a lot of times you probably just want to get out a fresh Pokemon after your opponent's sync moves anyways. So a lot of times you kind of wish Kris was dead instead. But I mean, sometimes it's decent. And Water Shift just to get that stab on the Mega Kick, which is nice. So anyways, let's go ahead and run some courses, because apparently these are like your hardest single player content. Let's go for something that's super effective first. I think water is super effective here. Yeah, it is. It is. So I'm gonna bring Christmas Rosa and Phoebe Dusclops. Phoebe Dusclops, just so we could get, like, crit, because again, pick up the pace. It's not reliable. You can. I mean, it's actually really, really reliable. It's guaranteed. Wrong use of language there, but, you know, you can only use it twice. It's limited. So we're gonna get Phoebe for guaranteed crits, anyways, and then Rosa, Christmas Rosa for speed, obviously. All right. Let's do this. Okay, and it is loaded. So let's not turn the speed all the way up first. Let's go for all the presents. X attack over here. I think we got defense on that one, which is fine, I guess. I mean, we are against Rampardos, so, you know, that helps. Got defense again. Okay. All right, one more attack, and then we max that one out. Again, you know, Feraligatr, when you actually get him going, he does a lot of damage because, again, Mega Kick just does so much damage. Unfortunately, it's prone to missing, as we just missed, I think, twice in a row over there, unfortunately. But we'll throw out the sync move, 4,000 damage. That's okay. That's not bad damage, and hopefully it doesn't miss anymore. I don't. Is there an accuracy booster support? I think there's someone, but I can't really remember at the moment. I could be wrong though. So, all right, there we go for that. So again, when Feraligatr first came out, everyone was trashing on it. It wasn't. People said it wasn't the greatest sync pair in the game, and it obviously did have its issues. But the more the game evolved, the more people actually stopped, hating on Feraligatr as much, just because. And I kind of attribute it to a few things, just because Feraligatr is useful in some um, EX co-op challenges, which obviously helps its reputation there, and also due to the fact that a lot of the sync pairs that came out after Feraligatr, they haven't really been that crazy either. So it's like, you look at them, Alyssa, Hilda, Caitlyn, and then you're like, I guess Feraligatr is just not that terrible, right? In comparison to some of those, right? Especially stuff like Hilda and Alyssa, which they do good damage, but they just kill themselves in the process, which is unfortunate. So not too reliable over there. Can I get the sync move and kill it before it goes for defense buff? Or actually, no. I think I already did a defense buff. So I would assume if it didn't go for the defense buff, we would have taken it out, maybe. So anyways, as for team comps for Feraligatr team comps are really weird because, like, either you just go for stuff that fully supports it so that it doesn't rely on its two uses of pick up the pace, or you just let it, run autonomously with pick up the pace, and then you could throw in other supports like an attack support, so you could get it up to +6, or say I guess defensive supports, which I guess actually helps, and also healers, because again, endurance is very, very helpful for Feraligatr for the most part, right? So if you could utilize that aspect of Feraligatr, I guess that helps as well. So I guess defensive supporters aren't terrible on Feraligatr for the most part. As for co-op, I mean, it is what it is. Co-op, there really isn't much to talk about for co-op because, I mean, there are just a few co-ops that certain Pokemon are really good at, and you basically have to use them in there. So again, that's just one of the aspects of co-op that people don't really like. People don't like the limitations that they usually put on certain co-op stages, especially the X stages, right? In terms of its bulkiness in co-op, it's okay, since you do have to kind of account for that in co-op, right? I guess it's not terrible. I mean, it's probably one of the better strikers in terms of bulkiness, other than Hilda and Alyssa. In terms of their actual bulk, which doesn't matter that much, since they just absolutely just destroy themselves with recoil, which is unfortunate. But again, aside from that, it has okay-ish a bulk, and it's probably one of the better ones, especially with endurance, because endurance just helps it so much more in taking hits overall, in comparison to a lot of the other other strikers like Mewtwo, right, or Lycanroc. They don't really have that great defensive capabilities than, say, a Feraligatr or any of the others, right? So anyways, let's try and take out this Bryson one, which is one of the more defensive courses in the game, I guess. Is I'm pretty sure Bryson has endurance here, so that could be an issue. We'll see how it does. Ouch. Got evasiveness. Evasiveness. I don't think evasiveness is that useful on Feraligatr. Again, evasiveness is not bad, but I just personally think just straight up boosting its defenses would be slightly better in this case, or heals, right? But evasiveness is fine, I guess, as it is on almost everyone. Oh, it actually doesn't have. I mean, it does, but maybe it didn't use the move. Okay. Anyways, Spearer should be down quick, and we'll do some co-ops with it, right? I'm not gonna do any EX co-ops because, again, if you want to do any of those with randos, like if you want to do a freaking EX Flannery with randos, good luck. Flannery EX Flannery is it's a doozy. We're gonna go ahead and do some of the other co-ops. We're gonna do some main story co-ops instead. With Feraligatr, let's see. Who can we use him against? I guess Flint, right? Is Flint weak to water? I think it is. Okay. Let's throw this team in there. Are we queuing with randos? Oh, probably no one's gonna join this one. We're probably gonna go in with NPC. So, of all the someone's actually queuing for this one. Okay. Didn't expect it, but hey, I'll take it, I guess. Hopefully that's Torchic and not Pikachu. Not that we really need Torchic per se, but I guess it's better than an NPC. Oh, it's Pikachu. Rip. Rip. Okay. Yeah, Pikachu, not the greatest sync bear in the game, unfortunately. Alright, also I used the wrong move. I should have went for X attack first and then pick up the pace so I don't waste too much move gauge, I guess. But it probably doesn't matter too much. Alright, it looks like we're taking down the sides first. And that probably would be the better option. Since, again, Will-O-Wisp would be a pain to deal with, especially with Feraligatr, which, of course, is a physical striker, right? As it goes down immediately. Are we gonna retarget for? Oh no, someone else is in the back. Also weak to water. Okay, cool. We're good. And it's dead. All right, let's take out the Torkoal before it Will-O-Wisps anyone. Well, mainly me because the other Feraligatr already got Will-O-Wisp, and Pikachu doesn't mind getting Will-O-Wisp. Fortunately, so let's take out the Torkoal before it Will-O-Wisps me. And it's a one shot. Again, once you do get Feraligatr set up for the most part, it does a lot of damage for what it does. But again, like the bigger upside for me as a striker for Feraligatr is still its endurance, right? That helps a lot in comparison to a lot of the other strikers. All right, Hilbert, can you give us speed is fine, but can I get some attack, please? That would be really epic. Let me actually go pick up the pace, just so our next... Actually, I don't think we need that. Let's see how much damage Waterfall actually does. Let's see how much damage Waterfall does after this Unity. Assuming the Unity doesn't get... Dude, you have Empoleon. Why don't you use Empoleon instead? Not that Empoleon's that great, but, I mean, it's better than Pikachu, I guess. So, yeah, of the water strikers in the game, he's probably the best one. And that's not saying too much because, again, Feraligatr isn't the greatest. I would put him in the same tier as, say, Alyssa and Hilda, but I'd say he's a bit better than Alyssa and Hilda, right? Just because of the fact that, I mean, actually, now that I actually think about it, I think they're actually really similar because Alyssa and Hilda, they're also units that could only utilize their offensive capabilities for a limited amount of turns before, again, unfortunately, they, die. And Feraligatr, also the crit, that's only limited to 2 attacks, which is also unfortunate. And Hilda and Alyssa get limited by them killing themselves. But they do kind of mitigate that with healing capabilities themselves. So it's not as bad in that sense, but Feraligatr, I guess it's just that Feraligatr is used in a few more contents than the other ones, and it's a better generalist. Like you could bring Feraligatr into like random matches and will do fine, in comparison to. Oh, it was over here. I thought it was Heat Wave. I was waiting for a Feraligatr to die. But in comparison to say Hilda and Alyssa, where you could really just bring into these certain events where they really excel, and they really do good in those certain events, right? Well, actually, not so much Alyssa, but Hilda in EX Erica, she does really, really well in there, right? But aside from that, it's really hard to bring into Hilda. Bring Hilda into some random co-op and then expect her to do well. Well, not even co-op, just some random stage and expect her to do as well, right? So, oof. Anyways, these are really really strong strikers, but they're extremely unreliable, unfortunately. And there goes the Chandler, and we did it, I guess. So, and there we go. That's me for this one. Just a quick showcase for a level 120 max level Feraligatr. I actually don't have water gear, so couldn't do it with water gear. But hey, we still got half of that, which is nice. From, I think I'm having psychic gear on at the moment. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about Kris and Feraligatr in the comments down below. Again, I think it's a pretty strong sync pair. It's one of the better strikers in the game, right? It's definitely not top tier. It's definitely not as good as Lycanroc or as good as Brendan, right? Definitely not as good as Olivia or Brendan. Maybe I personally would put Mewtwo slightly ahead of Feraligatr, and I'll put Feraligatr slightly ahead of Hilda and Alyssa for the moment being. But who knows? Anyways, again, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below about Feraligatr and Kris. Like and enjoy this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.